We've got a lunatic on the track, down the hanger straight.
Religion is what drives me.
What on earth are you doing?
There's going to be a third world war. There's nothing that will stop it.
And outrageous.
You have to be provocative if you've got Christian truth. The truth itself is provocative.
And luckily, nobody damaged, nobody hurt.
I felt that I was almost in heaven.
I had another day off in the middle of the week, and with nothing much to do, it so happened that I'd made an appointment in leafy southwest London, meeting up with a man called Cornelius Horan, otherwise known as the Dancing Irish Priest. Cornelius rose to a sort of fame in the early 2000s, employing an unorthodox method of Bible preaching. In 2003, he narrowly avoided becoming roadkill at the British Grand Prix, and the following year he cemented his reputation as a sort of sporting terrorist, bonking into a startled marathon runner during the Athens Olympics. I had assumed Cornelius was most likely in prison by now, so I was naturally delighted when I stumbled across him preaching in central London. I was intrigued by the man. What does he believe exactly? How does he pull off his stunts? And why doesn't he cover his legs in winter? Now in his 70s, I was on my way round to Neil's for tea to find out more.
Thank you very much for letting us come over. How are you doing?
Oh, fine.
Hi Neil, lovely to meet you.
What's your name again?
Renee.
Renee.
Yeah.
Renee.
Yeah.
Renee, what a French tongue. Lovely.
Yes, lovely little friend.
Cornelius kindly led us into his home where, after a few formalities, he quickly got onto his area of expertise, the second coming of the Messiah.
Because I think maybe hopefully in the not too distant future a great figure will come from the clouds and he will take over rulership of the world. And he will, his capital
The second coming?
Yes, his capital city will be Jerusalem, and he will re-establish David's throne.
Just as I was getting to grips with the basics of Bible prophecy, we were interrupted by another man, who turned out to be Neil's best friend and confidant, Patrick.
Pat, come on in.
Yeah.
Hello, Pat.
Hello.
This is Tom Alden.
Tom, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too,
Hi,
Pat.
Pat.
So you're
Hello.
an
Renee.
old friend.
Yes. And this Renee
Yeah.
was not French despite the name.
Patrick was briskly sent off on tea duty. So, Neil led us upstairs to his bedroom, which doubled up as a storage space for literally hundreds of his religious placards.
No sugar for me.
No sugar for me either.
Same with me, none of us.
You like
enough.
like a cappuccino, would you?
For me, tea's just fine.
Tea's fine for me too, thank you. Oh, there's a risque angle here, Neil. Just walking behind you.
No, some of them are a bit controversial. The thing is that Russia has a very big part to play in the end of days.
Who's at the door?
Pat!
Should we go get it, or is Pat?
No, Pat!
Yeah.
See who it is. This is a bit more controversial. I believe that America is actually condemned in the Bible. Christ will soon come and end all abortions. I took this to the royal wedding, Queen Elizabeth. It's very likely the last monarch of Britain, since Christ is likely to come back soon. Since the Bible.
Did that get a reaction from people?
Oh yeah, because some people thought I was against the monarchy.
As Neil went into more detail about some of his placards, it wasn't long before he got onto his other area of passionate interest, the apocalypse.
I don't like talking about war, or no Christian preachers do, but we have no choice but to speak about it because it's writ large in both. It's writ very large in the last book of the Bible. There's going to be a third world war. There's nothing that will stop it. It's going to be surrounding Israel.
Is this an interpretation from the Bible?
Yes. There's chapter after chapter, verse after verse.
Does he say when it's
No, there's no actual date regarding the Third World War, but there are a huge number of dates given, and most of them have already passed.
On that bombshell, we headed downstairs to join Patrick for a cup of tea.
Take the cake.
Ooh, thank you very much. Mince pie?
Yeah, I have one of these.
Thank you so much.
Renee, leave your camera and I'll have a cup of tea.
I'll go for this one, thank you.
While gobbling our way through a plate of Christmas puddings, Neil told us he was planning a preaching cum dancing trip to London later that day. And we were invited. Minutes later we set off, armed with a mildly offensive placard a sound system which looked like it had definitely seen better days, and the noble ambition of saving some souls. As we boarded the bus, I asked Neil to tell us more about his notorious past.
Neil, can I ask you about a couple of the things you're best known for about Mr. Vanderlei de Lima? And the year before Mr. Lima, what happened in 2000? Was that in 2003?
Well, regarding these sort of things, Tom, I do believe that there's a certain destiny in the world events, and there's a destiny too in our lives. What I mean by that is certain things are meant to happen. The rest is history because the rest was seen on television. I must have approached him slightly from behind, and I never meant to actually lay a finger on him. This is the truth. I'm not going to lie about it now. It wasn't me, but I pushed him to the side, and of course he by an angel, I think, possibly Gabriel.
Did you feel bad for Mr. de Lima?
I did, yes, I did feel awful. I did, I really did. But the only regret I have is never actually touching Vanderlei, but I wanted to draw attention to things like the Second Coming, and that's what I've done.
Have you reached out to him since?
I have. I've sent him many letters. I've sent him a letter of apology very shortly after.
Has he ever got back in touch
He's
with
never
you?
got back. He's never ever made any response, which I'm very disappointed with.
It was heartening to hear that Neil did feel some regret for his actions. The unfortunate Mr. Vanderlei de Lima ended up slipping from first place in the marathon to third. But as we made our way down onto the tube, Neil still had to explain what exactly happened at the British Grand Prix, which could have had far deadlier consequences.
I think it was meant to happen. Meant to happen.
Divine.
Yeah, divine intervention. I do believe that individuals are controlled from above by Christ and his angels.
What were you thinking when you were on the track, when you were running directly towards the cars?
Do you know this much? It's a strange thing to say. I felt that I was almost in heaven. It was a tremendous experience, but you know, it's over and done with. And I hope that it did help some people to think, well, if this guy is prepared to die, which, let's face it, you have to admit I was, he must have some serious message to give us. That's what I would hope.
Neil's explanations kept coming back to his belief that he was simply acting out the will of God. On the one hand, I could see why people found him annoying. On the other hand, his goal of spreading a soul-saving message was sort of noble, albeit a little unconventional in practice. Before we knew it, we'd arrived at Piccadilly Circus, and Neil was keen to show me that he'd mellowed since those times. Nowadays, his religious activism was strictly limited to the art of traditional Irish jigging. I wondered whether Neil might be onto something. He was certainly getting a lot of attention, but I wasn't sure that it was his message that people were taking on board. So I asked some passers-by what exactly they thought.
Not sure. Interesting choice. Sorry, I have a cold.
I mean, kind of unusual.
What do you make of Neil?
I don't really know exactly what he's trying to get across. Is his legs not cold?
It had been quite a weird day off, but an interesting one. I could fully sympathise with the people who saw Neil's behaviour as little more than lunacy, but I also found him quite endearing, and he seemed to truly believe that his preaching, however unusual it may be, was exactly what our sinful little world needed most.
Do you care at all what people think about you?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think I'd be voted Man of the Year or anything like that. What will worry me is the message I'm preaching, is it going to have any value in times to come? Is it going to have any value at the end times of when the Messiah comes? I hope it does.
We've got a lunatic on the track, down the hanger straight, 160 miles an hour the cars are doing as they come through there. Safety car out, of course. The drivers, oh my word, thinking about a pass there. David Coulthard on Olivier Panis. Well, what can you say? That is absolutely unbelievable.